Hello, one and all. It's my view of the Promised Neverland Season 2 finale in this episode. Oh my god, this episode. Oof. Now, anyone who knows me, anyone who's seen my channel before, knows that I am not a negative person. I choose to focus my reviews more on the things I like, more on the positive side of things, rather than the plot holes and bad writing. And even with this season, even with all the other manga readers bashing on it time and time again, I chose to focus on things I thought did better than the manga, how it gave more attention and focus to demons, showing how they're suffering under the farm system, and showing how they rose up and revolted against it. I liked how they gave Norman more reason to stop trying to commit mass genocide. And even in this episode, I liked the flashes they show of the human world, but oh god, I mean seriously, when they show the Demon Queen, her two subordinates, and the 5 heads of noble families, I thought, okay, they're gonna announce Season 3 or a big movie to wrap all this up. No, 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 no! Instead, they gave us a 30-second clip show that seemed to imply that Emma started a massive war that killed thousands, which, utterly destroyed her whole winning without sacrifice philosophy. And that was it, no explanation given. If I had not read the manga, I don't think I would have understood what happened in this episode at all. Oh, that was bad. That was so bad. But anyway, so yeah, let's get into this and talk about the episode. Now it starts off with Petey's backstory, or more accurately, the backstory of the founder of the Rattree clan. Now he was essentially one of the leaders of humanity in their big war against the demons, but he was really, really sick of war and was so utterly terrified of dying in the battlefield. So when he came across a high-ranking demon, he basically proposed to him separating the world and creating the farm systems so they wouldn't have to keep killing one another. And then he went with that same proposal to his fellow leaders of humanity, and they were very much against. Though it's definitely worth noting they were against the plan, but not him. They apologized to him for not realizing how stressed he was and promised to work with him to find another solution. But by then it was already too late, and, he betrayed them, showed the demons their exact location, and they were all captured and basically became the star of the farm system. With the leader of the leaders actually being Emma's, ancestor, I mean, he looks and acts a lot like her. Anyway, then the founder and a representative of demons went to go speak to the One. He's this floaty dude who's right next to a dragon in this pond. Yeah, he is a weird thing that's never actually given all that much of an explanation. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, he's the demon's god, but that doesn't actually make a lot of sense because, he made the promise, and Sonju said that the promise went against the teachings of their god, which, yeah, that's definitely a pretty big plot hole if that is in fact their god. Their god made the promise, but he said the promise went against God, so weird, very, very weird. But regardless, they made the promise, and the One asked for a sacrifice made from both sides. For the representative demons, he basically said, give me the cream of the crop. Every year, offer me up the best human you manage to farm, and I will consume him, which, that it makes sense. That's the thing the demons want most, the tastiest, most delicious humans, and they have to offer it up to him. And then he turns to the founder, and the founder's like, alright, you know what, he's gonna ask for my life, he's gonna want to kill me, fine, I'm done with it, just let me die, just let me rest in freaking peace. But no, the One is far, far crueler than that, and basically says, you must be the gatekeeper, you must guard the entrance to the human world for the rest of your life, and for the rest of the lives of all your descendants. So in the same way that his friends' descendants would be destined to be food, his descendants would be destined to be the gatekeeper, forced to watch the results of his sin time and time again for the rest of eternity. Oh, I love it. And when Petey's brother James, aka William Minerva, found out about this, he was utterly disgusted and decided to do everything in his power to save the farm kids. Now, he couldn't actually act directly because his family and the demons would stop him, so instead he made the books, the pens, even the bunker as a way of protecting them, as a way of giving them a chance to escape on their own. Unfortunately, Petey found out about this and realized that if his brother actually succeeded and the kids actually managed to make the human world, they would essentially, break the promise and that could lead to a full-blown war between the humans and demons. So he did what he had to and he killed his brother as a means of ensuring world peace. Oh, and after that he was more determined than ever to make sure that peace remained, to make sure the promise stayed intact. And then, he killed himself. What I think this is trying to say is that Petey was essentially too afraid to escape destiny like Emma, Ray, and Norman did. They escaped the destiny of food. They fought against it, and they managed to win. Petey didn't think he could do that. He didn't have the strength in him to fight against it like that, so he decided to die a Rattree, because that was the far, far easier choice. And then speaking of embracing destiny, we seem to have Isabella embracing her destiny of staying in Gracefield, staying in the human world for the rest of her life. But I do just love that Ray's the one that tells her if she still feels guilty to make amends in the human world. Oh, I love that because, I mean, first and foremost, Rey is her biological child, but also let's not forget, Rey was trapped in the same destiny she was, forced to watch time and time again for years as his family was shipped out and sold to be food. I mean, a lot of people bash Isabella, calling her a villain, but what else could she have done? What other choice did she have than to, raise the kids to be food? I mean, if she'd actually allowed Emma, Rey, and Norman to escape, then, well, she for one would have definitely been killed, but more than that, they would have almost certainly died out there in the demon world. They almost did die. If Muzhika and Sonja hadn't shown up and saved them, they absolutely would have died there. And so she did what she could. She raised the kids with as much love as possible, making sure they lived as happy and healthy lives as they possibly could before they were shipped out. I mean, there's also said that Isabella's kids had higher scores on average than any other farm, meaning that Isabella's kids lived longer, happier lives than any other kid in the entire demon world. So it definitely makes sense, why they would still love her, why they would still care about her, and just, oh god, this group hug as she cries and holds them, that's so amazing, I freaking love it. And then we see the Gates Demon World. Hey, we finally see that golden pond all the manga readers have been wanting to see since the start of season 2. Yay! And then Emma, Rey, Norman, and his subordinates reveal that they aren't actually going to go to the human world. And yeah, that does actually make a lot of sense. I mean, I've been saying for the last 2 videos, there's still all the other farm kids, there's still the mass production farm kids, there's still the fact, that the queen's going to try and stop Muzhika's revolt. There's a whole lot that still needs to be done in the demon world, so it definitely seemed weird to me that they just go to the human world, that they'd essentially run away. It seems very like Emma to stay behind and try to save the demons, try to save the other farm kids as well. And of course, Rey's just dragged in for the ride. He says, I don't really care about them, I just really care about my family, but if you're staying behind, you're my family, so I'm gonna stay behind too. Love Rey. It definitely seems a little weird to me that, Don, Gilda, and Isabella are so cool with leaving Emma behind to basically fight a war. Yeah, it's weird. Very, very weird. Vincent is also apparently going to human world, which makes sense. I mean, he doesn't have the muscle to actually fight in this war, but I guess they found a cure for the lambda seizure. I know they found the cure recipe in the pen cap, but I didn't think they had time to make it while they were also planning this attack on Gracefield, so that's certainly weird, but whatever. But anyway, then Emma and Phil have this really heartfelt goodbye as the doors to the human world close as slowly as is humanly possible. And then we get to see the human world, and I'm not gonna lie, this part of the episode I really, really did like. And we actually saw some really great moments here. I'm just seeing them adapt to the human world was hilarious in and of itself. Seeing, them get on the school bus to go to school, seeing Don and Phil riding a subway, seeing the one kid standing on a crowded New York City sidewalk. That I really like, but just some of the other touches were so amazing. Seeing Isabella playing guitar for the kids, it's, called back to her friend Leslie, who used to play the guitar for her, a call back to Isabella's, more innocent days before she realized about the true awfulness of this world. Seeing the one girl, I think it was Anna, celebrating her 12th birthday without fear of being shipped out. Just seeing the one girl, I think it was one of the sisters maybe, giving birth to a child and knowing that that child would not be raised as food, that that child was free to live its life however it wanted, and just, oh god, this amazing shot of Gilda staring out to the sky, thinking about Emma and Rey, hoping she's okay. That was so amazing, I loved it. But then we get to the demon part of it, and it just, oh god, so bad. And we see Norman, I guess, freeing this city of humans that somehow managed to avoid being murdered by the demons. I guess that's his base or something, but seriously, anime creators, there are so many characters from the manga, Yugo, Lucas, Aisha, Goldie Pond Kids, Norman's other subordinates. You couldn't have stuck one or two of them in the background up here just as, a hand wave to the manga readers to say, okay, they still exist, they got their happy ending as well. You couldn't have done something like that? No, you just had to fill the scene up with strangers for some reason. And then we see Emma making a new deal with the one, and, again, there was supposed to be some sort of price she had to pay for making a deal, but apparently the one was fine with Emma not having to pay any price and just allowing all the human kids to go to the human world without any issues. Yay! And then we see them march upon the demon capital. And then we get this one very, very brief shot, but this is very clearly a battlefield. This is a battlefield. A battle took place. Hundreds or even thousands probably died here. What the freak was this? Seriously, what kind of war did we miss? I mean, was this Muzhika's supporters against those loyal to the royal family? Because, yeah, so many people probably died here. Well, so many demons probably died here. And that's, Emma's good victory. That's Emma's winning without any sacrifices. What the actual freak was that? Oh, that annoyed me. And then apparently, Muzhika's crowned the new queen. Yay, Muzhika, whatever. Oh, God. So much anger with that clip show. Honestly, I would have much rather preferred that they had just completely cut that out. Completely cut out every fragment of Emma's remaining adventure in the human world. Just expanded the shots we got for family living their lives in the human world. And then, end with this final shot we get of a slightly older Emma meeting a slightly older Phil, hugging him, embracing him as the sun's setting, saying, I'm home. I'm finally home. That would have been fine with me. That would have been so much better than what we got here. Okay, so I had a lot of anger over that. I mean, seriously, I've been so supportive of this season, even when so many other people bashed it, saying it was the worst anime ever, worst season 2 ever, worst ever. I was so supportive. I said it does this good, it does that good, but this was bad. This was just such an overwhelmingly bad ending. I mean, that being said, though, I am still a hopeless fool, so if they announce an OVA for this, showing, the lives they live in the human world moving forward, I would watch it in a heartbeat. I would love that. I would still want to see more of their human adventures, of them just adapting to the human world. I think that would be so amazing to see. So yeah, eternally an optimist, even after being burned this badly. But yeah, let me think else down below. What do you think of this season as a whole? What do you think of the finale? I mean, I'm really having a very hard time finding anyone who can defend almost anything about this episode. I mean, like I said, I really did like that they, showed the human parts of the world. I really did like those flashes we got of that, but everything else was just so bad. But yeah. If there's anything you think you can defend this episode, please let me know down below. I'd love a little optimism after this, and I guess this is the end of The Promised Neverland. I might do a video next week summing up everything the anime cut out, and I mean really summing it up. I would like to keep the video under an hour, under 30 minutes if possible, because yeah, if I actually went into every single detail the anime did not include, that would be like a 4-6 hour video, and I do not have that in me. But yeah, let me think else down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, next video, and until then, peace!